Corals have long caught the attentions of millions across the world, not only because of their beauty, but because of the vast amount of life that they sustain. However, there's an issue, a major issue, that without resolution will eventually end in all the coral reefs becoming extinct. But before I can describe more on this issue, I must first inform you of what coral bleaching is and why it's so catastrophic to the world and the ocean population around. So coral bleaching is essentially when the beneficial algae is expunged or removed from the corals, which is an issue because the corals and the algae have a symbiotic relationship, which means during the day, the algae helps photosynthesize nutrients for the coral, and by night, the coral sends off little feeders that catch plankton and then suck them back in. So, why does this happen? Why is this happening within our oceans today? Scientists have concluded, or are continuing to conclude, that several issues are making this more relevant and rapidly progressing through the extinction of our corals. And these reasons are, or some of the reasons are, change in the ocean's currents. So the currents are changing. Our influence with pollution and runoff and oil spills are causing the way that the flow within the ocean moves to change. Another reason is an increase or a decrease in air temperature. Coral reefs and the ocean in general is very, very easily disrupted. A few degrees up in the ocean will cause a coral to start bleaching. A few degrees below normal will cause the corals to start bleaching. And another reason is a buildup of carbon dioxide and methane gases. This occurs from boats, from there being less of an opportunity for carbon dioxide to be burned off within the environment, just because there is simply so much more, many more things that create carbon dioxide. And increase in ultraviolet radiation and an increase in water turbulence. So the more the ocean is jostled, the harder it is for the corals to maintain that healthy state of mind. Pollution is one of the leading causes as to why the ocean is suffering so much, because as the plastic expands, it produces heat. As the ice runs off, it creates fresh water, and all of that hurts the natural alkalinity within the ocean and causes the salt to be diluted, which causes the coral reefs to die. So what can we do? What can we do to fix the situation? The situation right now is that we have lost, as of right now, currently 90% of the corals that are coastline. This affects more than 4.3 billion people, as their industries directly rely on the ocean and the fish that rely off the coral reefs. So without the coral reefs, there are no fish. Without the fish, there are no industries. Without the industries, 4.3 million people go without food. If that's not enough of a motivation, I should say, coral reefs not only provide protection for the fish and wildlife within the ocean, they also help provide protection for us. They are natural coastline protectors as rough seas in the ocean. So with the destruction of the coral reefs goes the destruction of our protection, adding millions of damages in property along the coastline, making it harder for the people that live on the coastline to sustain their livelihood. After you incorporate all of this, it gets to be depressing. As many scientists have stated, they're losing hope that the ocean can sustain itself with the rapidly changing environment the way that it is. So how are we going to fix this? We're simply going to fix this by making a conscious effort on all country sides to prevent runoff, to prevent pollution, to prevent unnecessary temperature rises. Scientists are constantly working on ways to reverse these issues. With all that being said, there's still hope. With nonprofit organizations, for example, one being Reef Relief, which focuses on rigorous science and education to the public to advance towards policymakers and restoration of coral reefs. They're one of the people on the front lines trying to ensure that the situations in the Great Barrier Reef, the situations in Hawaii, don't continue to spread past what they are right now. With that being said, it's very important. So I leave your final decision with you. Are you willing to step up and be the person that helps fix the issues that we have right now, that helps be a solution to the problems that are flooding our oceans and ultimately damaging far beyond repair?